Hey everyone, welcome to Virtual Veg Fest Live. I'm Helene, and we'll have a few of these going on over the course of September. And then we'll be taking a break in October because we'll be in person at our physical events, which start on October 3rd in Asheville, North Carolina. And then we have Nashville in Tennessee on October 9th. And then we have Chattanooga, Tennessee on October 16th and 17th. Super excited. And we're doing our best to have a safe in person event, wear a mask, get vaccinated, do all those things that are important. And let's see, sponsors Revolution Gelato, thank you for sponsoring our lives this month and for being one of our new prize pack sponsor donators that you can benefit from. How? Go to virtualvegfest.com, click the contest tab, and you can enter to win prizes from Follow Your Heart, Hodo Foods, Crafters Organics, Orgain, let me see, Cinnaholic, oh my goodness, Terra Seed, and I think Revolution. Did I say Revolution Gelato yet? It's 7 of them. You can win 7 prizes. Nobody else is donating or has prizes for people like us every month. We're literally giving away 7 prize packs from those amazing companies that sponsor us. And all you have to do is do things like subscribe to Virtual Veg Fest YouTube. You get 25 entries for that. Kimberly talks about that on Monday. I bring it up too, but you also can like everyone's social media as well. And like by liking their Instagram, and you get entries. That's amazing. And then every month we give this stuff away. Just give it to you randomly, obviously, but we do that. So please, what's stopping you? That's what I have to say. And that also shows support for our sponsors. And they give us stuff to give away at the events as well. So if you make donations to our raffle or our fundraiser for Asheville and for Chattanooga, you can get a VIP goodie bag, and you get the bag and a shirt, and you get entered 25 entries into a raffle to win prizes from. Add Rebel Cheese to that list because they're donating to us too. Really super thankful and appreciative that we have so much support. Let me look at my little notes. The vegan stew started last week. It is back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Me and 5 other women are having conversations about topics that hopefully interest you. Tomorrow night, Kimberly takes the lead, and we're going to talk about body shaming because we should talk about body shaming because it's a shame it even happens to anybody on this planet. And I'm sure it probably has happened to each and every one of you. Let's see. I think I got everything. Hey, Thomas from Vegky is on. And anyone who watches the show often knows my feelings about mushrooms. So we're gonna have like an hour talking about mushrooms. So because Vegky is vegan jerky and it is made from shiitake mushrooms. Super excited to have him on so you can learn about him. He's definitely the entrepreneurial type. And let me just go get him so we can get started. Hey Thomas, how are you?
Great. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Like really, welcome. And it's funny because I know we've spoken on the phone and we talked about mushrooms and I despise them. But you have a product that's probably similar to shroom meats, except yours is dehydrated like a jerky, and shroom meats is made from shiitake mushrooms and is a substitute plant-based meat product.
Mhm.
And I tried shroom meats and I liked it. And I hate mushrooms. So I'm curious at some point, I'm sure we'll meet in person. You'll be at some of the events, but I want to throw it at you to share you, who you are, what Vegky is, how it started, whatever you want to tell me. And then we'll kind of take it from there. But everyone else, if you have any questions or comments, which it looks like, oh, look at that. Susan just said she loves mushrooms, especially shiitakes, which is
Thank you,
awesome.
Susan.
It's totally support. And David is watching from Western Kentucky. So thanks, David. Thanks for joining us. Please let us know where you're calling from, where you're watching from. And if you have any questions or comments, share them because we'll definitely address them as we go through the talk. So, Thomas, tell me more.
Okay, so why I got into mushroom jerky?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm one of those vegans, one of those like vegans, vegetarians that like the taste of meat. Although we know that it's not coming from a very happy place. So when I was vegetarian in college, I've always missed that taste of meat. Okay, it's hearty. It's got good aroma. It was the sizzle of it. And so, but that was like in the early 2000s. So the vegan choices back then are a lot less than they are now. Now there's like vegan everything. So I just ate when I went vegetarian at the time. I just ate a lot of like um, pizza and other breaded, heavily breaded things um, like eggplant parm, um, spaghetti, anything that that's like very hearty that filled me up, like the way meat used to. And then when I went vegan, I had even less choices. So one thing I've always remembered is that when I used to visit my home country of Taiwan, there were many vegan and vegetarian alternatives that were made from like soy, wheat gluten, and mushrooms, and we don't have that. We don't have too much of that here in the states. So I've always wanted to start like a vegetarian or like a vegan restaurant, actually a vegan restaurant, because back in Taiwan they have a lot of vegan choices because of the Buddhist population there. I think 13% of the population is vegan, and like they have all these mock meats made from like mushrooms, soy, and they look like real meat, and it tastes quite similar to it, but not the real thing. And that was something that I really missed. And so I've always was curious about starting a restaurant, but I know that it's a lot of work. I don't think I could, you know, be in a restaurant business. So I thought, let me start selling some of my favorite vegan mock meats. And I thought, let me just start selling mushroom jerky because it's shelf stable. It doesn't require refrigeration and and that sort of stuff. And it's easier for me to get directly to the consumer. I don't have a lot of experience in the food business, so I thought let me just find supplier in my home country that makes it because it is it is snack in back in my home country, and throughout some parts of Asia. This they make mushroom out of dehydrated shiitake stems, and so I decided to like contact the factory and then get it labeled under my brand name and sell it here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it totally makes sense. There are some like Meiwa, which
Oh
you're
yes,
close
I
to
know.
because you're in New Jersey, so you're close
Yeah.
to Manhattan where Meiwa is. If you don't know Meiwa, I would look it up. It's Maywah. And I don't think they go by Meiwa anymore, but if you look that up, you'll find
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
And that is like mock meat heaven.
Mhm.
And like heaven.
Yes, yes.
Any type of mock meat or plant-based meat you can think of, Meiwa creates, and like those veggie drummies that a lot of the restaurants use.
Mhm.
Meiwa makes those, and they take them and fry them, and you bake them, whatever you want to do them. I put them in the air fryer. They're like simple. They have the little stick in the middle. The stick one is gluten free, and the one with the sugar cane in the middle, I'm pretty sure has gluten in it. So I was like, I didn't know my mock meats, but it's interesting what you're saying in regards to the missing of the meat, but not the actual meat. I kind of relate that to mouthfeel.
Okay.
Is like, there's for a very long time being vegan or vegetarian, you wouldn't get the same mouthfeel with eating foods because tofu soft,
Uh-huh.
tempeh not really all that firm. It just there weren't a lot of foods that you chewed, like really chewed like you would when you're eating something that's like an animal.
Mhm.
And now there's like tons of foods, so much so that there are people out there that despise them because they're too meat-like, too animal meat-like.
Mhm.
So it runs the gamut with all the people. But for your product, well, one, I would go backwards a little bit. Tell us about you. Like, who is Thomas? You got Vegky, but who is Thomas?
You sure you wanna know about me?
I do.
Alright. Now how far back do you wanna know about or how far back should I go?
Well, how old are you?
I am 41.
Okay, so that's a lot of years to go back if I say from birth.
Okay. Yeah.
Wherever you wanna go.
Okay. Well, I was born in Taiwan. My family immigrated to the States in 1984, so that was when I was 4 years old. I started kindergarten here in New Jersey, and just pretty much grew up here in New Jersey. I spent my most of my entire life here in New Jersey, except um, I- from 2004 to 2007, I lived down in Phoenix, Arizona. I spent a month before August, before 9/11, in living in South Africa, about 5 weeks. I was there on a mission trip with the church, and I spent a couple of summers in my one summer in my high school year, and another summer in my college, 2 summers in my college years living in Taiwan. And that's when I was introduced to a lot of these mock meats and these all these vegan restaurants, these buffet restaurants. And so yeah, so I pretty much grew up in New Jersey, Jersey born. Well, not Jersey born. I grew up in Jersey, and my heart longs to be in, Hawaii, Southern California, Florida, somewhere with warmer, much warmer winters and close to the water. That's where my heart longs to be. But there's always something about Jersey that just keeps me here. Like, if it isn't my family, I guess it's, I don't know. What must be the culture, the people, the food here. Um, but I'm hoping to start going out to um, San Diego or Florida for the winters from here on. Now that I'm married, it's tied a knot a couple of months ago. I'm so that's where I really do want to be if I wasn't here in New Jersey.
That's yeah, I totally understand. I mean, I'm from New York and I moved to California, then went back to New York, and then came down south to North Carolina. And I love it here. For those say hi to Christy. Hi Christy from Morristown, Tennessee. Appreciate that you're here. And I I couldn't imagine ever moving back up north. Weather-wise, too cold. I get the culture, I get the food, but you know what's changed down here? The
What?
culture and the food.
Oh, a lot more transplants moving out to the Carolinas, right?
Oh, it's yeah. When I moved here, the population of Long Island, which is 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, the population of Long Island was more than the whole state of North Carolina.
Oh wow.
It's not the same anymore. We've grown to the point where we're more than 8.5 million people in North Carolina. But when I moved here, there were less than 8.5 million people. And oddly enough, on that tiny island off of New York, there are 8.5 million people.
Oh,
it's,
oh,
it's a lot of people in a small space. That's why everybody knows one another.
yes, yes.
But I've never seen anything like it anywhere in the country where everybody know, and that's no joke. If you're from New York and you're watching this, everybody knows one another. And that kind of extends into New Jersey a little bit because I have a brother in New Jersey, and being from New York, I've been there often.
Uh,
And you're close to some incredible restaurants, amazing food. New Jersey has a ton of stuff going on. Marissa and Kendra have the Veg Fest that they do. And you're very fortunate to have a thriving community in that sense. But I'll tell you, it's thriving down here. And we do events, as you know, in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. And as much as we're the South, there's a ton of food, restaurants, and vegans in all those communities that we're
wow.
in. Yeah. And less expensive to live and no harsh winters.
Yeah, good point. We've a lot of people from the Northeast have moved down to Florida. If not, and they've gotten scared of the hurricanes, and then so more and more people are going towards the Carolinas, North Carolina particularly. I think that we call them the halfbacks,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Halfway to Florida and
Yeah.
U.S. So you get away from harsh winters, but you're not in Hurricane Alley, and then it's not as hot as Florida. Although during summer, this past summer in New Jersey, it's been really hot. It seems like every other day it's as hot in New Jersey. It's not hotter in Jersey than it is in Florida, believe it or not. But and as a matter of fact, Helene, I just came back from Salt Lake City Veg Fest
Oh, how was
this
it?
past weekend. It went well. Um, I I should have gone to the Mushroom Festival in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. I've totally forgot about it. I didn't know about it until someone brought it to my attention 2 weeks ago. and I already registered for Salt Lake City Veg Fest. I contacted Mushroom Festival, and they said they can't take any more vendors. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
never stay with the original plan. But I'm putting this on my calendar for next year. I gotta sign up in
Yeah.
March next year, like 6 months ahead of time. And it went well in Utah. I turned into a vacation. I went with my wife. She helps me sell Vegky at these vegan festivals. I had a friend out. This is my first time out in Salt Lake City. I stayed with a friend about 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City in a suburb called Saratoga Springs. Huge custom homes out there. That's like the perfect place to build your dream home in Utah. And it was very outdoorsy. I mean, you got
Mhm.
Park City, which is like which is a place for skiers to go to. And then in the spring and summertime, people like to go hiking, four wheeling, and so I spent like 6 days out there. The Veg Fest was really good. We the first hour, as we were driving there about setup, it was raining. I was like,
Yeah.
and and,
Yeah.
and I started to pray because I was like, this is a real bummer if this rains the entire day. And it hardly supposed isn't supposed to rain that often in September. We go there, we set up. The first hour or two, it is raining. We got some people coming here and there, and the clouds just went away. Sunshine came, and people started coming out. We did pretty well. We sold about 750 bags.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we gave out about we brought 800 bags with us. Um, I mean, well, there's 50 bags in a case, so that's 16 cases. We give out samples. So we probably use up 50 bags of samples and we sold 750, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We noticed we went to like a Pittsburgh Veg Fest last month. We sold about 750, 152. And we noticed like after a pandemic, people seem to, there's more people going to these events, more people that want to spend money. They must have saved up money during the pandemic. There's more disposable income from what I hear. And so we had a great time. We were selling like crazy. I The lines for all the food trucks were super long, so I couldn't even get any food when I managed to slip away for 5 minutes to try to get some food from one of these food trucks. Um, and so it was a big success. It wasn't that many people. There were about 26 vendors or so,
Okay.
but there were massive crowds of people there, and people loved our jerky. We had to give out samples because people don't a lot of people that don't like mushrooms will say, I don't like mushrooms. And I insist, I say, hey, it doesn't taste like a mushroom, I promise. 90% of them will try it, and 90% of those that try it will be like, wow, this is good. Let me get a bag. You've convinced me. And so it's still mushroom jerky is still like somewhat of a new product. We have other people selling that too, like pans. There's Savory Wild. They make it from portobello. There's Eat the Change and Moku. Moku makes it from oyster mushrooms. All great companies, but we make it from the stem of shiitakes, which gives it the texture that's most similar to like beef shreds or beef jerky.
Well, I love hearing about other veg fests. And last week it was Vegan Dale as well in Chicago.
Mhm,
So that might be why it was shorter on vendors,
mhm,
but the people came out. And to me, that's really important because I'm very, very, very big on come out and support our vendors. I want you to come and spend money. I'm vocal about it. I think I told you that I am over the phone, and now we're live. I need the communities that we're in to come and spend money at the events. Out of any year of doing that, this year, because all the vendors lost a year and that's their livelihood. And it came up today on one of the event pages in conversation. One of the people was kind of like, why have the event? COVID. And it does weigh on me. I'm it is scary as all hell, to be honest. And we did an event last year in October in Nashville,
mhm,
and the event going well is really important to me. And then when you add people's health and well-being on top of that, which is kind of always there, but not when there's like a pandemic running around all around you,
mhm.
it weighs even more. And it's not lost on me that we're having events during a pandemic whatsoever. we are only outdoors safely. We're going to wear masks. And again, we're going to wear masks. We didn't in August, but they're back for October events. And our vendors, like, it's your livelihood. It's how you pay your bills. It's how we pay our bills. Everybody needs this emotionally, monetarily. everybody needs it. And as much as it would be easier and safer to probably say, let's just not do it. Well, what happens next year if we're in the same boat? Do we all just not do what our how else do we sell? I mean, we pivoted to virtual, but there's nothing like in-person events. There's nothing like the energy. There's nothing like just being together and having that support and that community. It doesn't translate online. Not leaving the house. There's all these things. And I'm introverted. I love staying home, but
Mhm.
the vendors need you who are watching this to come with your pocketbooks open and buy stuff
Hmm.
because they're there. You're there because you spent money to make money. That's why you're there. And sometimes that gets lost because people come and they're like, oh, this is so much fun. And there's music and there's education or whatever it is, depending. Let's just go and wander around and get samples. Sample me to death. I'm full. I'm not going to spend the money. Everyone spends money on food. I don't care how many samples you eat. But, you know, buy stuff. If you like it, buy it. If you have the means. If you don't have the means, it's okay. Come to the events and enjoy it and buy what you can.
Mhm.
But in a lot of these cities, people do come and they come to support and they buy stuff because we're only there once a year. And a lot of the vendors aren't local. So
Mhm.
this is it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you pay for shipping.
Oh yeah, and we sell them for a low price of $5 each bag of jerky.
Really?
$5 a bag. $5 a bag would get you 70 gram. Oh, here will get you 70 grams, which is about 2.46 ounces. This is the best value because all of mushroom jerkies out there, they're they're not, they don't you can get the most you get most bang with the buck with ours because $5 for 70 grams. Some of our competitors they sell 56 grams for like $8
Yep.
retail, but we don't have to ship it, and just to make it easy with change, we sell for $5. Someone
Yes.
gives us a 10, 20. They only want to buy one bag. Here's a single five. Here's a 10 and a five. I don't want to go out there with a wad of like 500 singles and someone gives me a 10, I'm give you four back, no order three back, and it's so we sell for a low price of $5, and because I want to, because the reason why I got into it wasn't because of money. I already have another business that's paying my bills and all, but it was because of passion. I we lower our wholesale price, we lower our retail price to $5 at the Vegfest because we don't have to ship
Yeah.
it. Because we want to get into as many hands as possible. We want people to try this, like wow, and share it with their friends. They post on Instagram. This is a great product just for $5. It has the texture of meat. You don't have to eat it just as a jerky. You can actually replace the meat on your plate with mushroom jerky because trying to tailor to the market segment of people that are trying to ease themselves into a plant-based diet, or those that just want to be are like a weekday vegetarian or so because there are others. Ours is not um organic. It's not gluten free, although it contains a minute amount of gluten from the refined soy sauce. It's not soy free like some of our competitors are. Ours is, and that's how we can get it at a lower price point because we know there's a huge market of people that are like, I'm trying to eat less meat because I know it's not good, and I don't really care about gluten free, soy free, paleo, keto, organic. So they're not willing to spend $8 or $9 on a bag of jerky, but they're willing to spend $5 or $6 on a bag of jerky, which is what we sell ours at. What $5 at shows, and so we want to help people transition because I was one of those vegetarians that had a hard time going from vegetarianism, going from eating meat to giving up that meat to be a vegetarian. And there's plenty of other vegans or vegetarians that hate the taste of meat, but I want to help this segment of the market that has a hard time crossing over. And this is in my opinion, the best product out there. It's minimally processed, unlike soy jerky or seitan, which is highly processed. This is just dehydrated mushroom stems that are flavored and seasoned and packaged.
Yeah, and I looked at the ingredients. I mean, there's not a lot of ingredients in it. I mean, you're talking like what, 6 to maybe 8
Mhm,
ingredients in each one depending on the flavor.
mhm,
So it's not a lot, and I saw that they weren't gluten-free because of the soy sauce, and that there's potential to make them gluten-free because that seems to be the only thing in it that makes it not gluten-free is the soy sauce. But
yeah,
that's, with who makes it for you if
mm,
they ever go that direction.
mhm,
But I love the fact that you make it easy. I think when we spoke on the phone, we
mm.
talked about not doing change, like, just to make it an even number, if I recall correctly.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I was like, "Don't do quarters, don't do 550, don't do quarters because you're gonna have to go to the bank, and you're gonna have to bring a lot of quarters to the event, and then you're still gonna run out. So, no quarters." And I'm glad you took that advice because, I mean, people easy they'll hand over $5 relatively easily,
Uh-huh,
for getting
exactly.
something in return. The value is there if they like it, and they might by the middle of the event have finished that bag and come back and get another one.
Exactly, we have repeat customers, people like
Yep.
that come back and, "Hey, I actually ate your bag when I was walking around Vegfest. I'm circling back to buy the stuff for my friends, because I ate the stuff that was meant for them."
Right, I can totally see people doing that because it's the perfect size to, like, and because it's something that it probably has a little bit of the energy factor. How much I didn't look at I don't think I saw in, like, how many calories or anything are in there. So
So in a bag, there's 2 servings, 140 calories each serving.
oh, that's not bad.
So that's half a bag. So obviously,
Yeah.
entire bag is 280 calories, and it contains 6 grams of protein and 12 grams of fiber. Oh, there is 12 grams of fiber.
Yep.
Fiber is from the shiitake stem. Unlike meat jerky, it has fiber because meat has no fiber and no cholesterol like beef jerky does. So this is an amazing substitute for beef jerky.
Oh, it's incredible. Plus that's what I was going for is like how much protein. So you have the protein, the 6 grams of protein, or 12 in the whole bag. And then because of the fiber, you've got two things that sustain you if that's your snack. Like if you eat that as a snack, one, if you eat the whole bag, you don't have to feel guilty
Uh-huh.
because you're not eating a ton of calories. And it probably will keep you very full, which was your whole goal is to eat something that'll keep you full without it like being like heavy and laid down. And of course, like really unhealthy for you as well.
Exactly. It curbs your diet in between meals. Hey, I'm feeling a little hungry and I don't want to eat something sweet or see something too starchy, no bread, no junk food. Let me snack on a couple pieces of this mushroom jerky. And fiber will keep you full until the next meal.
Right. Or the whole bag. I mean, it's not bad. A 200 something calorie snack. I mean, a bar, like a Nugo bar, is 200 calories.
Yeah.
So you're only adding a little bit more calories to
Uh-huh.
your snack. And I think you'll be full probably eating half the bag. But if you're like really hungry, go for it.
Mhm.
And if you bought it at the Veg Fest, you got a great deal on it. And you've got 5 flavors. So I want to go over your flavors because I know you've got pepper, curry, wasabi, the plain, and spicy, right?
Yeah, the plain is more like a teriyaki flavor but the two better selling flavors, go-to flavors are the original and the spicy. And then the third flavor will be black pepper. Fourth is curry, and last is wasabi. Well, we do get plenty of wasabi sales, but a lot of people would think, when you see wasabi, they think, oh, sushi wasabi is going to send flames up my nostrils. But it's not. It's a very mild wasabi. So, but people don't realize it. But that's the one that we give out samples of at Vegfest because and then people try to be like, oh, this is spicy. I'm like, no, it's not spicy. I promise you. And not one person has ever came back and been like, hey, you lied. That was spicy.
Right.
So that's like a very mild wasabi. And taste it. I'm like, this is not bad. This is wasabi. I can taste it, but it's really not like wasabi. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like wasabi. It is wasabi, but just very mild and somewhat sweet wasabi. And we have a sixth flavor coming out the end of this year. You want to guess what it is?
Barbecue?
Oh, wow. That's a good guess. It is, yeah. Not just barbecue, but like a smoky barbecue flavor. It's
I didn't know, I promise I didn't know. We didn't talk about it beforehand. It
yeah,
just makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So barbecue is our next flavor, and it's a smoky barbecue. And so it's certainly all vegan, and there's some flavorings in there, this vegan meat flavoring in there, and our supplier wouldn't share with us what one of the flavors is, but it is certified that's vegan. So I don't know. There's one there's some flavor that's vegan, but I don't even know what it is. But everything else, there's like cabbage extract and some other um vegetable extracts in this vegan flavoring mix, but it tastes pretty darn good. So we're gonna call it Smoky Barbecue, and our whole packaging will be updated by next year. It's
Nice.
gonna look a little bit different. There's gonna be two names for each flavor, like not just curry, but Jamaican curry, not just
Mhm,
pepper, but black pepper, not spicy, but spicy chili, because the
mhm.
spicy is made from these chili flakes and chili powder, and not just original, but original teriyaki flavor.
I like that. I think that's a good idea. I think it gives people more of an idea of what it is. And wasabi is interesting because wasabi is like, yes, in sushi it's horseradish. So it gives you that thing up your nose. But wasabi peas, yes, they can have a little bit of a kick, but it's a flavor. It's a flavorful type experience. And I haven't tried any of these, but I know the flavors. So I can sell anything. So I mean, it's like I think it's actually really cool what you
Okay,
have and what you've done. And there's something I want to go back. I want to step back to,
sure.
and you became vegetarian in college.
Yeah.
So what had you like? How? Why? I mean, what were your reasons?
Well, I knew that I mean, man doesn't have to live on meat. That's a no-brainer. It's and also I loved animals. I love like pets and I like pets like cats and dogs, and then but I knew that the meats I buy from the supermarket, it's not coming from a happy place. Animals don't march into the slaughterhouse willingly. So I knew that I was always putting it out of mind, but I would eat it because I like the taste of it, but that's very hypocritical. It what probably prompted it was the episode of The Simpsons, probably like when I was in the fifth grade, maybe 1990, when Lisa went vegetarian or so, and then Bart made fun of her. Homer was still eating pork chops in front of her, and she just and I- so I knew, hey, I'm gonna have to go against what the mainstream thinks is okay, which is eating meat. And I didn't like the and because the main thing was I just didn't like where it was coming from because I'm contributing to the slaughter of these innocent creatures. And who are we as human beings to say we kill them, but we shouldn't kill certain animals? Just because we're more intelligent than these creatures, does that give us a right to kill them and eat them? When we know very well we just survive on the land, on what grows on land. And but in that time, so that's the main reason why. And at that time, I didn't even know the environmental consequences of meat and dairy until I was older, in my later 20s and early 30s, and that's when I went vegan.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that because I was curious as to what your reasons were.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you went vegetarian?
I would say when I went vegetarian, it was in college, my second year in college.
So
Um,
probably 19.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's when I went vegetarian.
Oh,
Full
okay.
on when I was 19.
Okay.
So I can relate to that. And then vegan was 10 years ago.
Oh,
Soon. We're almost in October.
oh,
So my decade.
okay.
Which is pretty neat. So No, thank you for sharing that, and it's interesting to hear other people's reasons. I don't normally ask that question
Okay.
of, like, because to me, it's not important, your reasons, like, that you're here, you've done it, why. I tend not to go there, but I was just curious because you said you were in college and in your background, and interesting to learn in Taiwan that there's a 13% of the population is vegan. That's incredible.
13 vegetarian or
Vegetarian or
vegetarian.
vegan?
Yeah, yeah.
Even so, that's still, incredible, and, and neat that you made the decision to take something from there and bring that here. So it's like you're combining your cultures,
Uh-huh,
right? How you grew up and where you were born
uh-huh,
into where you are now.
uh-huh. Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool. I know on your website you talk about, that you're in the West, and I kept reading it like he's in New Jersey, but you're like you speak of in the West as in the United States.
yes, Western versus Eastern, yeah.
Yep. No, I got it, but it as I'm reading it, I know that you're in New Jersey. So I was like, people reading it and be like, oh, I guess it's in California, which would totally make sense based on the product.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, no, West is in the country, which is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Western Hemisphere, the Western world, yeah,
Yep. No, I got you, like the yin yang type, whole type of
yeah,
thing. So, I mean, really, thank you for bringing a product to people that they can try, and for putting it out there, and doing the Veg Fest and make it reasonable for people to buy, which is why you're selling like 750 bags of it, 700 bags of the jerky at the events, which is
uh-huh.
amazing,
Oh,
like seriously
thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, I started I started Vegky in 2019, but I didn't really fully launch until like October, November 2019. And
Yeah.
my second show, which is my first big show, was New Jersey Veg Fest at the Meadowlands. And I brought a lot of boxes. I had no idea what to sell, but I was busy all day and I was exhausted. And by the end of the day, I was like, oh, I sold 500 packages. I thought I would sell 1,000 a day, but I was like, wow, 500, and I'm beyond exhausted. I was like talking all day, giving out samples. So I thought, and then I went to a couple other Veg Fests. I went to another Veg Fest 3 months later in early February 2020, right before the pandemic took full effect. This was in Sacramento.
All
I,
right. Okay.
I was thinking, okay, I could sell 500 a day, just like New Jersey Veg Fest. I went to Sacramento. I brought the same 500 packs out there. I was sold out in 3 hours.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, the West Coast vegans they're more zealous. They're more and they're like there seems to be more vegans out there.
Mhm.
So and then the pandemic started, and then it was tough. It was tough for all food vendors, all the because I we do well with selling at Veg Fest, but online is we had to like shift our focus and shift our pivot and pour marketing dollars into online SEO and PR, and then Facebook ads, Instagram ads. But it's really tough because that became an overcrowded space too. Everyone had put efforts online,
Yep.
and so you're still pouring in money, but everyone's doing the same thing. So you can't expect it to be effective being in such an overcrowded space. And I was able to push out product, and but the marketing dollars exceeded what I made from selling the product. So I was so thankful and so happy that um, opened this year. Like I went out to Veg Fest in Sacramento this past summer. That's right when right after California reopened. Oh, and now we like these Veg Fests around across country are in full swing. I think except for Massachusetts, I think they're all virtual still. But I'm just so happy to go to these Veg Fests and get out there and sell Vegky and see all these happy faces. Um, yeah, like you said, this is our livelihood. We lost a year when everything had closed, like restaurants, all these small businesses in the food industry. We were hit really hard.
Yeah, everybody who would typically make money from festivals over the course of the year. A
Hmm.
lot of the our vendors who are friends
Uh-huh.
travel from festival to festival. They go out west for like a few months. They do all the festivals there. Then they go across the country and they do the festivals as they go. And that was just gone. It was gone.
Mhm.
And now it's kind of it's precarious. Like some of the festivals are canceling or postponing to 2022 because of, circumstances. And I hear that, I understand it. And we're going to push forward as long as things don't as long as people don't just start dropping dead when they're vaccinated.
Mhm.
That's really scary. But we're probably heading that way. So what are you going to do? You just go, let's take advantage of it now while that's not going on, because that might come because people aren't doing the right thing. But that's how I feel. But you are like pretty awesome. I'm really glad that we spoke on the phone and that you came on and you got to talk about Vegky. I got to learn a little bit more about you. And the most important thing is, how do people buy the product?
Oh, the best way is just go online, go to our website, vegky.com. That's spelled VEGKY.com. You're probably wondering how I got the name Vegky. We
Yeah.
wanted to sell vegan jerky, so we're looking like soy-based jerky and mushroom jerky, and decided I'm just say simple and just sell what I think is the best. So mushroom jerky. So vegan jerky, and so I wanted to get a word that consolidated, and so I was looking on Vegky, but that was taken. That domain was taken. So I was like, oh, Vegky. Oh, it's not taken. Let me buy a domain now, and let me get trademarked and this and that, and here we are. Yeah.
I love it. And for people who don't realize like what happens with marketing and like when you're creating something,
Huh.
that's exactly what you do is you look at domains
Uh-huh.
and to make sure they're available, because you don't want to come up with like this incredible idea and then run with it and create everything and then go to buy the domain and it's like, oh, it's taken.
Yeah.
You need to start there. You start with the domain and your social media,
Mhm.
and then you grow it from there and you create your logo and you do that. Well, obviously you already have your idea and your product in hand, but to name it, you need to make sure my dogs are like
Uh-huh.
banging at the door. Your dog barked, mine are scratching at the
Yeah.
door. And oddly enough, I have a cat in here tonight, which I don't normally do. And
Oh,
he's just sleeping.
okay.
So that's a good thing. Normally they come walking through if they're in the room. So he's just asleep. But thank you so much for joining us and being here and sharing your product. And I want to get you to an event of ours. I really do.
So,
Like put your wife in the car for 6 hours.
yeah. Hey, if you could squeeze us into Asheville, I'll do that for you. My wife may want to strangle me for getting her into a 6-hour car ride right after Richmond, Virginia Vegfest ends. But I think it's still, but she's understanding. I've done. We have a very good relationship, so I think we could definitely join Asheville. I was on the fence about it before, so that's why I haven't joined yet, because I just didn't. I I didn't know how she would respond if I told her, "Hey, we're gonna go to one after the other." Where's the other one? Like an hour away? Nope, 5.5 hours away. What? but
Yeah,
but
after a long day in Richmond, and I've done Richmond Veg Fest on both sides as an attendee and as a vendor.
Mhm.
So the thing about Richmond is what's good about it being in October is it's not definitely hot like it is in June. It was like one of the best showers I ever had was after working Richmond Veg Fest because it was disgustingly hot. And it was so hot that day. And that's one of the reasons they moved it to the fall to get away from the heat. And I think last time they did it, it was really hot in the fall. So it's hard to get away from the heat with climate change. But you just kind of hope for the best that the weather will be okay. Yeah, like the Susan just said, please come to Asheville.
Oh, thanks, Susan. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. If there's still room, I'll do it. Oh yeah. So buy our website vegkey.com. We sell a 5 variety pack, one of each flavor, for $30, with free shipping. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's about the same price as we sell at a food show, which is $5 a pack, and then like USPS charges like $5 to $6 for shipping. So we're selling them for $5 there. But but you can buy in 4 packs or even 3 packs or 2 packs. Even if you just want 4 packs and you don't like one flavor, we like the other 4 flavors, put a note in the sale saying, "Hey, omit this flavor." I mean, we mix and match. It doesn't. I mean, they're all the same price. Just let us know. Just call us, email us, text us, message us when you buy it. And when the Smoky Barbecue comes out, we'll have the 6 pack together. We'll probably be selling that for $35, even a better value, because we combine shipping. That would make things. That will make it a better value for everybody, for us and for the customers.
Oh, that's awesome. I love barbecue flavor, and I actually have a barbecue spice flavor type thing that I got from Pinch
Uh-huh.
Organic Spices in Kentucky. If you don't know about Pinch Organic Spices in Kentucky, you should totally check out Pinch. One, it's a great name, one of the best names ever, and all their spices are organic,
Uh-huh.
and they have this, and it's called a pork spice, but I don't care about the name because it's a barbecue. It's like as if you're eating barbecue potato chips,
Mhm.
and I put it on my popcorn with nutritional yeast. It's so good. So, like, I just bought more. I bought a pound of it because I was like,
Wow, that's
I'm almost out of of what I have, and I was like, I can't run out of this. My popcorn is not going to be the same without this on it. So yeah, so Pinch Spice Market, I think it's called, in out of Kentucky, and everything's organic. That's one of the things that I love about it, is that it's all organic and the spices are delicious. They have so many different types, and 99% are vegan.
okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I was just kind of randomly found it through like an email that got sent to me that's just a shopping email. And I
Mhm.
was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Everything's organic. That's amazing." So when I said barbecue and you were like, "Yes," I was thinking, "Well, you should check out this spice blend." Because it's that good. It's really yummy. So, but thank you so much for joining me and being part of this. And I will let you know about Asheville. I'm literally waiting on a vendor that said they want the spot, but I need this closed. I need this closed like tomorrow. And if you get the spot, you get the spot. I think there's one spot left, unless somebody else tells me they're not coming, which is possible because I have some carryover from 2020,
Uh-huh.
and some of those vendors actually haven't said, they haven't confirmed. So I
Mhm.
may have other spots, but I can't just take their spot from them until they tell me they're not coming.
Okay.
So, but that I'm waiting. I'm just like a little bit of a waiting game at the moment, but
Okay.
I'll have it figured out because we've been talking for like a few months now, and I want to try the products, so I have a selfish interest to have you there.
Okay. It's not bad interest. I got my credit card number handy, so
But not live. You have a lot more charges on that card than you really want. I will definitely I will figure that out as by tomorrow. I promise you that.
okay. Certainly. Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
awesome. And make sure you have to promise that you'll wear your mushroom hat.
Yes, I will wear the mushroom hat when I go out. Everyone loves it. As a matter of fact, people love it so much, they're asking us, do you sell them? Every Veg Fest they ask that we go to, do you sell them? No, but I should start selling the mushroom hats. Sorry, this one has a couple of the white spots that have fallen off. I've got a couple of the mushroom hats ready to sell.
That is so cool. You better be okay, so buy 10 packages of the jerky and you get a free mushroom hat. Simple as that. It's $50. Spend $50, you get a mushroom hat. That's a great deal.
Yeah, it's so cool. You can see the gills of the mushroom.
It's so cute. It's like really, really cute. Because you can what I was gonna say. I don't know. Oh, it's like the video game. Isn't it like Mario? Doesn't
Yes,
Mario have the mushrooms?
Toad. Yeah, Toad has the same. Yeah, it's got these red hat with like a white spots. So it's based on the Super Mario Brothers. Yeah.
It's adorable. And thank you for putting it on because, like, I think it's a great thing to close out. But thank you so much, and everyone go to vegky.com to place your order, or probably come to Asheville Vegan Fest on October 3rd. It'll be great. So, Thomas, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for having me. It was an honor.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, bye. Thank you, everyone, for joining Virtual Veg Fest Live. We are back next week. And of course, really cute. Thank you. Let me put that on for sure. For sure. Make some money. Thank you, Sydney. And really cute. I know that was adorable, right? He did it before we started. So I was like, oh, and he took it off. So I was like, oh, let me see. So next week, we have at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Peter Goldstein is going to come on and talk about his new stuff that he has going on, which is really cool. I think you're all going to be pretty excited about that. And I'll make sure that gets posted to Facebook because it's already on our YouTube channel, which you can go subscribe to. But don't subscribe to it just by go to the Wish Pond on virtualvegfest.com, click the contest tab, and subscribe through that. So you get 25 entries to win the really cool prize packs from all our sponsors of Virtual Veg Fest Live. And that's my little thing. So everyone, please be kind, be nice to one another. It's rough out there, and wear a mask. Get vaccinated. We are pro-vaccine. We are pro-masks. We are pro you being healthy. We are pro-science. These are all things that we are pro at Virtual Veg Fest and Triangle Veg Fest, which is our nonprofit. Outside of that, have a great rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow for the vegan stew at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, for our topic of body shaming. Other than that, have a great one, and I will see you later. Have a good night. Bye.